EICHER TIPER module. Agenda. In this module, you will learn about what is a tipper, tipper applications, difference between haulage and tipper, types of tipper body, basics of hydraulics, tipping system components, system operation, circuit layout, power flow in a tipper mechanism, how to operate tipping system, do's and don'ts. What is a tipper? A tipper refers to a truck equipped with a hydraulic system that allows the cargo container to be tilted, making it easier to unload materials like sand, gravel, or other bulk goods. Tippers are commonly used in construction, mining, and other industries where the efficient and controlled unloading of materials is necessary. Tipper applications. Tippers are used in the various sectors as mentioned for movement of load from one place to another. Construction and mining. Tipper trucks are commonly used in construction and mining industries for transporting and dumping materials such as sand, gravel, and rocks at construction sites or mines. Waste management. They are also used in waste management for transporting and disposing of waste materials at landfill sites. Agriculture. In agriculture, tipper trucks can be used for transporting bulk agricultural products like grains, fertilizer, or other materials. Difference between haulage and tipper. Haulage. The primary purpose of a haulage truck is to transport large quantities of materials over long distances. These materials include various types of cargo, such as goods or raw materials, and the trucks are often used in industries like logistics. Tipper. The main purpose of a tipper is to transport and unload bulk materials, such as sand or construction debris. Tippers are designed with a hydraulic system that allows the cargo container to be tilted for easy and controlled unloading. Types of tipper body. Different types of tipper body based on shape are: straight box body, increased payload; inclined box body, lower payload; half pipe body; score end body, reinforced rear flap. Different types of tipper body based on rim position are: front end tipper, under body tippers. Different types of tipper body based on cabin are: the cab of a truck is an enclosed space in a truck where the co-driver is seated. Tilt cab. In this type of cabin, the driver is seated on top of the front axle and the engine. The front doors are typically in front of and above the front tires. To access the engine, the whole cab tilts forward, thus called tilt cab. Different types of tipper body based on tailgate options are: hydraulic operated, tailgate open and close by actuation through hydraulic cylinder mechanism; butterfly type, manually operated tailgate, generally built by local body builders; cam operated, top hinged tailgate with cam operated automatic operation. Tray. Tray feature is given in some of the load bodies to keep the material away from the rear axle. Different types of tipper body based on canopy are: the purpose of canopy in the tipper is to avoid damage to cabin from accidental falling of boulders or stones during loading the tipper and hence ensure the safety of driver. Canopy is of two types as mentioned below. Short canopy, 20 to 30% surface application. Full canopy, 100% mines, quarry application. Basics of hydraulics. Hydraulic system. Force that is applied at one point is transmitted to another point using an incompressible fluid. The fluid is an oil of some sort. The force is almost always multiplied in the process. Pascal's law. Pressure applied in a confined fluid is transmitted undiminished in every direction and acts with equal force on equal areas and at right angles to a container's walls. Tipping system components. Tipping system components are as mentioned below: hydraulic tank, ball valve, PTO unit, PTO switch, hydraulic pump, tipping valve, tipping control valve, hydraulic cylinder, knock-off valve, hoses and pipes, high fixed body clamp, tipper body. Tipping system components function. Tank is storing the oil as per required quantity. Oil quantity can be checked through oil level indicator glass provided on the tank. There is 2 filter provided in the tank. Return oil filter, this filter purify oils going in the tank. Air breather filter, this filter keeps the air going into the oil tank clean. A ball valve is installed under the tank on the suction line. It's used to stop the oil flow if there's maintenance or repairs needed in the hydraulic system. A power takeoff PTO is a device that transfers power from a vehicle's transmission to drive hydraulic pumps. It's usually controlled by air pressure and is connected to the transmission. PTO switch. The PTO switch on the dashboard activates the PTO by signaling the VECU, which powers the solenoid valve and displays the PTO status on the instrument cluster. The hydraulic pump, driven by the transmission through gears, generates pressurized oil flow at 190 bars, enabling the extension of hydraulic cylinders to lift the tipper body. Tipping valve operated by pneumatic controls includes a built-in safety valve for controlling the maximum system pressure. Additionally, a non-return valve ensures one-way oil flow, preventing oil from returning to the hydraulic pump from the tipping cylinder. Tipping control valve enables the operator to manage tipper system functions by selecting 3 modes, activating the tipping valve pneumatically to control oil flow. It works in 3 positions. 1. Up position, to raise the tipper body. 2. Neutral position, to hold the tipper body. 3. Down position, to lower the tipper body. The hydraulic cylinder lifts and lowers the tipper body for material unloading and loading. Knock-off valve activated by the cylinder when the tipper body is fully raised, cuts off air supply to the tipping valve, preventing further lifting and ensuring the vehicle's stability. 3 hydraulic hoses transport oil from the tank to the cylinder. Suction line connects the tank to the pump. Pressure lines connect the pump to the tipping valve. The tipping valve to the telescopic cylinder. Then pneumatic pipes are needed to connect the tipping control valve, tipping valve and knock-off valve. High-fix clamp located under the body reduces noise and prevents damage to the chassis by stopping the rattling of the empty tipper body. Tipper body, the load carrier in a tipping system, is mounted on the subframe, hinged at the rear, and attached to the cylinder either at the front end or underbody. The body is welded with stiffeners for added side and bottom flow stiffness. Tipper vehicle tipping system familiarization.
EICHER tipper vehicle tipping system familiarization. About tipper vehicle. A tipper truck is a vehicle designed to carry and transport large amounts of loose material such as sand, gravel, dirt and rocks. It is equipped with a hydraulically operated tipper bed that can be raised to dump the load. A tipping system provides several advantages. Efficient unloading. The tipping system allows for quick and efficient unloading of the materials, saving time and increasing productivity. Reduced labor costs. With a tipping system, the need for manual unloading or additional labor is reduced, saving on labor costs and minimizing the risk of injury. Increased payload capacity. By using a tipping system, the vehicle can carry a greater payload while still maintaining balance and stability. Versatility. Tipping systems can be designed to accommodate different types of loads, including bulk materials, rocks, sand, and gravel. Improved safety. Tipping systems reduce the risk of accidents by providing a controlled and safe unloading process. Lower maintenance costs. Tipping systems require less maintenance compared to other unloading methods, resulting in lower maintenance costs over time. Improved fuel efficiency. With a tipping system, the vehicle can unload its contents quickly, reducing the time spent idling and improving fuel efficiency. Tipping system components. A hydraulic tipper is a type of construction machine that uses hydraulics to lift or tilt a body. The tipper body is attached to the chassis via attachment plate. And hydraulic cylinders. Hydraulic cylinders are used to raise and lower the tipper body. When the body is raised, the loaded materials in the body are released and fall out. Now let us understand about tipping system components and its working. Tipping system consists of hydraulic tank, ball valve, hydraulic pump, power takeoff, PTO, PTO switch to activate PTO, suction, line hose and pressure line hoses, pneumatic pipes, telescopic cylinder, tipping control valve, hydraulic tipping valve, knock-off valve, and high-fix body clamp. Hydraulic tank. It stores the oil as per required quantity. Oil quantity can be checked through oil level indicator glass provided on the tank. There is 2 filters provided on the tank. One is the return line filter. This filter purifies oils in the tank by cleaning the contaminated and worn out metallic parts in return oil. Second is the air breather filter. This filter is responsible for decontamination of air, which is flowing into the oil tank while operating tipping cylinder. It prevents the dust and foreign particles in environment. Ball valve. This valve is mounted on the suction line at below the tank. It is used to shut off the oil flow in case any maintenance or repair is needed on the hydraulic system. Hydraulic pump. The hydraulic gear pump is mainly used to generate the flow of pressurized oil in hydraulic system. Pump are driven by the transmission, which is connected through gear, due to which pressure of 190 bar is created. And with the help of this, the hydraulic cylinder extend, raising the tipper body. Power takeoff, PTO. Power takeoff is a gear mechanism device which allows transferring power from vehicle transmission to drive hydraulic pumps. Normally, it is pneumatically air pressure controlled. PTO is fitted with transmission as shown. PTO switch. PTO switch given in the cabin dashboard to engage the PTO. When the switch is on, it sends signal to VECU, which supplies current to the solenoid valve, and the solenoid supplies air to the PTO.
This also sends a signal to the instrument cluster, which displays the PTO indication. Note: before starting the vehicle, if the PTO switch is in the on position, the vehicle will not start.
In the Pro 6000 tipper vehicle, the PTO switch is provided with a lever. This is pneumatically operated. When the switch is on, air will be directly supplied to the PTO for engaging. Hoses. There are 3 hoses fitted in the system to transport oil from tank to cylinder. One hose connected between hydraulic tank and pump, that is suction line. Second and third hose are connected from pump to tipping valve and tipping valve to telescopic cylinder, that is pressure line. Pneumatic pipes. These pneumatic lines are needed to connect the tipping control valve, tipping valve, and knock-off valve. Telescopic cylinder. The hydraulic cylinder is responsible for lifting the tipper body of the vehicle to unload the material. When the cylinder is retracted, it lowers the tipper body back into place. It's located at the rear end of the cabin and is attached to the body of the tipper. Tipping control valve. This pneumatic valve mounted inside the cabin and allow the operator to control the tipper system operation by switching between neutral, lifting, and lowering mode. The tipping control valve lever pneumatically activates the tipping valve, which then controls the flow of oil. It works in 3 positions. Up position, to lift the tipper body. Neutral position, to hold the tipper body. Down position, to lower the tipper body. Up position, moving lever to up. The hydraulic oil flows to the cylinder, extending the cylinder and raising the tipper body. Neutral position. When holding the lever in neutral, the oil circulates continuously in the system, back to tank, and rest oil stored in hydraulic cylinder that holds the tipper body. Lower position. When the lever is in lower position, hydraulic oil returns from the cylinder to the oil tank because of the weight of the tipper body cylinder will be retracting and automatically the tipper body will be lowering. Hydraulic tipping valve. This valve is used for operating the tipper system. It is controlled by pneumatic controls. It has also a built-in safety valve, responsible for controlling the maximum working pressure in the system. There is a non-return valve. Its function is to allow the oil to flow only in one direction. And in this case, it will not allow the oil coming back from the tipping cylinder to reach the hydraulic pump. Knock-off valve. This valve serves as an air cut-off valve for tipping valve supply line. When tipper body is fully raised, knock-off valve is pressed by the cylinder, which will cut off the supply to tipping valve. To stop further raising of tipper body and avoid toppling the vehicle. High fix body clamp. High fix clamp mounted underneath the body to stop rattling of the empty tipper body on the chassis and thus prevents damage to the chassis, structural part and subframe and reduce the noise.
How to operate tipping system. To operate the tipping system, first apply the parking brake. Ensure gear shift lever in low range neutral. Now, start the engine. Then, press the clutch pedal fully. Check for parking lamp in instrument cluster. Check for low range lamp in instrument cluster. Now, switch on PTO. Then, release the clutch pedal. Check PTO indication in the instrument cluster. Check the PTO switch lamp as shown. Pull hand control valve up to raise the tipper body. Keep the hand control valve in middle to hold the tipper body. Push hand control valve down to lower the tipper body. Press the accelerator pedal while raising the tipper body. Disengage power takeoff or PTO after completing job. Press the clutch. Press the PTO switch on the dashboard to off position. The PTO lamp in the instrument cluster must disappear. Tipping system hydraulic and pneumatic circuit.
EICHER tipper vehicle tipping system function. Tipping system function. The hydraulic and pneumatic systems in a tipping system work in tandem to lift the tipper body to its tipping point and ensure safe and efficient operation to release the materials. The driver activates the tipping system using a switch provided on the cabin as per procedure. The hydraulic system is responsible for lifting the tipper body, while the pneumatic system is responsible for unlocking the tipping mechanism. Hydraulic and pneumatic circuit explanation. When the driver activates the PTO switch, compressed air will be supplied to the PTO, and the PTO gear will be engaged with transmission gears. For this process, a hydraulic pump supplies oil from the hydraulic tank to the tipping valve. Oil will continuously circulate from the tank to the tipping valve until the tipping control valve is in the neutral position. When the tipping control valve is shifted to the up position, air will flow to the tipping valve to make connection with the pressure line through a one-way valve. In this process, pressurized oil is supplied to a hydraulic cylinder to lift the tipper body. When tipping control valve is shifted to neutral position, air is released into the atmosphere from the tipping control valve. In this situation, the hydraulic connection returns to its position and closes the hydraulic cylinder port. Due to this, oil remains inside the cylinder and the tipper body will hold at the tipping position. When tipping control valve is shifted to the down position, air will flow to another line of tipping valve to connect with the return line through a one-way return valve. Due to body load, oil will return to the tank and lower the tipper body.
The system operation circuit layout is shown on the screen. Power flow in a tipper mechanism. The power generated by the engine is transmitted to the gearbox. This power is further transmitted to the PTO, which operates a hydraulic pump. The hydraulic pump pressurizes the hydraulic fluid, which is then supplied the hydraulic cylinder through a control valve, which then regulates the supply of hydraulic fluid. This will actuate the hydraulic cylinder to lift and down accordingly. EICHER Pro Tipper series includes Pro 6028T, Pro 8028XM, and Pro 8035XM as shown on the screen. Tipper pre-operational checks.
EICHER Tipper pre-operational checks and operating instructions for driver. Tipper vehicles play a very important role in construction and mining sector. Every day EICHER drivers drive the vehicle in movement of good from one place to another place safely and timely. The secret of the success is in performing simple pre-operational checks before starting the trip and driving the vehicle. Following are the benefits of performing everyday pre-operational checks by the driver. Trouble-free operation of the vehicle, reduced maintenance cost, improved mileage, improved tire life, increased vehicle and aggregates lifespan. Let us learn about different checks to be performed by the driver in following 4 stages. 1. Before starting the vehicle. 2. Walking around the vehicle. 3. Sitting in the driver's seat. 4. Vehicle driving condition. Checks to be performed before starting the vehicle. Check engine oil level. If the level is low, top up with EICHER Life Max engine oil. Note: always check the engine oil level when the engine is in cooled condition and vehicle is parked on a level surface. Check coolant level in the reservoir tank. The coolant level should be in between maximum and minimum mark. If the coolant level is below the minimum mark, check for any leakages. Correct it and top up with EICHER Premium coolant. Caution: do not open the expansion coolant cap with a hot engine. Burn injuries could occur due to the steam of the pressurized water being released by removing the pressure cap. Check clutch oil level. If the level is low, top up with recommended grade of .4 oil. Caution: if the clutch fluid is excessively low or if any leakages is suspected, get the vehicle inspected and repaired at an EICHER authorized service center. Check water level in the windshield reservoir. If level is low, fill with fresh water. Check tipping system oil level in the reservoir tank. Check oil level through indication glass provided on the hydraulic tank. Tilt the cabin to the end position and lock it. Ensure before tilting the cabin, the gear shift lever is in neutral position and check if the doors are properly closed. Check no loose items are present in the cabin while tilting. Open front flap first before tilting the cabin. Applicable only for Pro 8000 tippers. Check power steering oil level. If the oil level is below minimum mark, top up with EICHER Life Max steering oil till the maximum mark. If any leakages are visible, get it corrected. Check condenser and radiator fins for damage. If any damages or cracks found, get the vehicle inspected and repaired. Visually check fan belt condition. If any damages or cracks found, get it replaced at an EICHER authorized service center. Check battery electrolyte level. If the electrolyte level is low, top up by distilled water. Check for corrosion in the terminal. Clean with warm water and apply petroleum jelly. Also, check that the battery terminals are tightened. Checks to be performed by walking around the vehicle. Check for any external damages, dents, scratches on the vehicle. Check for functioning of headlamp, brake lamp, reverse lamp and indicators. Check and clean the HVAC fresh air filter. Check and correct the tire pressure as recommended. Check tires for damages, wear and tear, and any foreign objects or rocks stuck in the tire treads and between dual tires. Check air filter clamps are properly clamped. Remove the dust from air filter evacuator valve. Check and drain the water from water separator. Drain water substance from the air tank by pulling the drain ring. Check fuel, coolant and oil leakages underneath the vehicle. Start the engine and check for any leakages from exhaust system. Check tipping system hydraulic lines for oil leakages. Check tipping system control valve and pipes for air leakages. Check tipper body mounting bolts. If found loose, get it tightened immediately. Check the spare wheel condition and its proper mounting. Ensure that all required tools are available in toolbox. Ensure that first aid kit box and fire extinguisher are available in vehicle. Check number plate and reflector stains for damages. Checks to be performed by sitting on the driver's seat. Check and adjust driver's seat position as per your driving comfort. Check steering wheel movement, up and down. Tilt back and forth. Turn right and turn left to check for correct operation. Never adjust the steering wheel while driving. Check brake and clutch pedal free play. It should be within 10 to 15 mm. In case no play, get it adjusted immediately to avoid brake overheating, low fuel mileage and poor pickup problems. Check all the gauges including the air filter restriction indication in the instrument cluster and then start the vehicle only after completion of instrument cluster lamps and gauges self-check. Check the parking brake lever function in on and off position. Press the switch and check for windshield washer spray. If the nozzle spray angle is not proper, adjust and clean the nozzle as shown. Caution: do not operate the wipers when the windscreen is dry. Check horn for proper function. Check and adjust the rear view mirrors according to your seating position. Also adjust the blind spot mirror position. Check seat belt and cabin doors locking function should be locked properly. If not locked, warning lamp will illuminate in instrument cluster. Now check the warning lamp and gauges on instrument cluster. Parking brake warning lamp. Check warning lamp is on when parking brake is in applied condition and light goes off after releasing the parking brake. Check engine oil pressure warning lamp is on when the ignition key is on. Ensure that warning lamp goes off after engine starts. If the lamp is on while driving, in such case, check and top up the oil level. Check air filter restriction indicator. If air filter restriction lamp glows, then check and replace the air filter element. Check the battery warning lamp illuminates when the ignition key is on and goes off as soon as the engine starts. It indicates that the battery is charging properly. Check air pressure for front and rear brakes. The pressure should be 10 bar. If less, check for air leakages and get it correct. Check the fuel level through fuel level gauge provided in instrument cluster. Note: F denotes full and E denotes empty. Fill the fuel before gauge reaches to empty position. Check the engine coolant temperature gauge warning lamp indication. If the temperature is high, immediately check the coolant level and coolant leakages. Get it corrected and fill the coolant up to the maximum mark. Check diesel exhaust fluid level band. If the level is low, add blue warning lamp will illuminate in instrument cluster. In such case, top up with EICHER EcoMax diesel exhaust fluid. Caution: usage of non-genuine DEF leads to exhaust after treatment system failure. Check engine warning lamp, MIL lamp, AdBlue warning lamp and ABS warning lamp. If warning lamps are continuously on, get system checked and repaired at EICHER authorized service center. Check the regeneration warning lamps status. If yellow light is on, it means DPF is 80% choked. Then perform park regeneration as soon as possible. If red light is on, it means DPF is 90% choked. Then perform park regeneration immediately. If green light is on, it means regeneration is in progress or completed and no action required by driver. Checks to be performed by driving the vehicle. Check for exhaust smoke color. Start the engine and let it run. Once it reaches to the optimum temperature, and then observe color of exhaust smoke. If smoke is colorless, then it is okay. If smoke is too black or white, contact nearest EICHER authorized service center. Before moving the vehicle, make sure that the gear lever is in neutral position at low range. Note that low range, high range, neutral indication appears in the instrument cluster. If sometimes engine does not start, switch off the ignition. Wait for a while and then start it again. Now by driving the vehicle in safe place at 15 to 20 km/h speed and then check for unusual noise from engine and other parts of the vehicle. Effectiveness of steering and brakes during running. Check that engine runs at low speed and accelerates properly. Check air pressure in the air pressure bar. If not okay, get it repaired at nearest EICHER authorized service center or call EICHER on-road service. Let's understand the usage of differential and inter-axle lock provided in the tipper vehicles. If vehicle is stuck in mud or in loose soil and one or more wheels are slipping or losing the traction, at that time, engage the differential lock and inter-axle lock by pressing the switches provided on dashboard. Note that when differential lock is engaged, vehicle should be moved in straight direction in crawler gear. After came out from that situation, disengage the differential and inter-axle lock. Caution: don't lock inter-axle differential at downhill or while wheels are spinning. Let us understand how to operate PTO. Apply the parking brake. Ensure that the gear shift lever is in neutral position at the low range. Ensure that the parking brake reminder light and low range indicator are illuminated in the instrument cluster. Depress the clutch pedal fully. Then turn on the PTO switch. PTO starts working once the clutch pedal is released, which means that the clutch is engaged. When PTO is engaged, the PTO indication appears in the cluster display, as well as the light glow in the PTO switch. Use the PTO hand-operated air control valve lever to operate the tipper body in the following three positions. Hand-operated air control valve lever in up position to raise the tipper body. Hand-operated air control valve lever in down position to lower the tipper body. Hand-operated air control valve lever in center position to hold the tipper body. Depress the accelerator pedal when raising the tipper body. Note: once the PTO operation is complete, you can disengage the PTO. The process of PTO disengagement is similar to the engagement process. Fuel-saving tips: always move the vehicle using crawler or first gear as per load and road condition. Avoid excessive acceleration. Avoid resting your foot on the clutch pedal while driving. Drive the vehicle at economy zone for better fuel mileage. Always use the right gear for right speed as recommended. Operate the vehicle in power, eco and eco plus mode depending on the load and road condition to derive maximum fuel efficiency. Use power mode in fully loaded condition and while running in hilly area. Use eco mode when partially loaded condition. Use eco plus mode when vehicle is in unladen condition. Turn the engine off after running for 1 minute at ideal speed. Do's and don'ts. Do's: always use recommended fuel. Follow the caution sticker given on the tank. If the vehicle is not starting due to low fuel quantity, fill the fuel and perform the hand priming. While starting the vehicle or shifting the gears, always press the clutch pedal fully. After starting the vehicle, keep engine in ideal condition for 1 minute for better turbocharger lubrication and turbocharger life. Reduce the speed well in advance while driving over potholes. Always use engine exhaust brake while driving in downhill to avoid engine overrunning. Select the gears according to the load, road and speed condition. Keep the safe braking distance from other vehicles. Follow operating instruction before engaging the PTO, that is, power takeoff. Switch off AC system when not required. Use add-on connector for extra electrical connections. Always tow the vehicle using towing hook. While working under the tipper body or chassis, ensure that support the superstructure by using stoppers for safety purpose. Refer the instructions and caution stickers provided on the vehicle. While performing pre-checks, always refer owner's manual. Don'ts: do not run the vehicle in neutral gear during downhill. Avoid harsh braking. Don't skip gears while driving. Avoid sudden turnings in uneven road surfaces. Avoid overloading. Don't move the vehicle when tipper body is lifted. Do not stand under the unsupported tipper body. Don't smoke in the vehicle. Don't drink and drive the vehicle. Don't use mobile phone while driving. Do not switch off the battery cutoff switch immediately after ignition is switched off. Wait at least for 1 minute to avoid AdBlue crystallization in each system. Do not use adulterated fuel. Usage of adulterated fuel leads to damage of engine and after-treatment system. Visit nearest EICHER authorized service center or call EICHER on-road service for any further assistance.
Thank you for watching.